everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a couple coaches and courses that I've been taking over this crazy time that we've been having that have helped me personally grow a lot and have helped me just kind of like look at the world from a different angle, because especially during this time, I don't know if anyone else is feeling this way, but I've been feeling very stagnant and like I'm not going anywhere because my job is on hold, my life is on hold. I just feel like a lot of stuff is like not going anywhere. And so I thought by taking courses, it might help me move forward and will help me grow in a time when I feel like I'm stuck. So if you want to see what courses I took, just keep watching and give me a thumbs up if you like these videos where I give suggestions, like I did the podcast one and now I'm doing this one. If you like videos of me giving suggestions like this, give this a thumbs up and I will make more. And if you've taken any courses that you really love or you teach courses, please put them in the comments below, because I'd love to check them out and I'd love to get like a community started on here of all these courses that we can take to help us grow. So just keep watching. So I have 4 courses I'm going to be talking about today. Now the first one is by Coursa, which is an online site where you can take a bunch of courses that you want. But the one I decided to take was from Yale, and it is the Science of Wellbeing. Now this course is actually free, but I wanted to get certified, so I paid, I believe, $60 to get certified in it. But it basically talks about the science of your well-being and like your mentality, and it teaches you not only like the actual scientific facts of happiness, but it also teaches you habits, and it tracks habits and your thoughts to help you personally become happier in your life. Like one of the biggest things I think I remember that kind of shocked me is they were talking about like money and how a lot of people think that the more money you make, the happier you are. And they talked about like on a scale from like making $20,000 a year to making $100,000 a year. They did like a scientific study about it, and the average number is $75,000 a year. So anyone over that was unhappy and anyone under that was unhappy, which is just so interesting to me. But it also made me realize that like things like that are all from perspective. Like it's a point of view on like what makes you happy. For me, like as long as I have enough money to have food, rent, you know, help pay for my cat's food and be able to travel, and I like to eat out a lot. So those are like my loves. I am a happy camper because one of my love languages is quality time. So quality time is really important to me. So like eating out and going with my friends and just spending time with them is like definitely that. And then words of affirmation, which are free because you can just tell people nice things, which I love. Now the second course is, I wrote it down because I want to make sure I say it all correctly, is by, first off, AJ. She is a superstar. I am freaking just in love with this girl. She is such a superpower, like superhero, powerhouse, whatever you want to describe, but she is so inspirational and just such a kind soul that I enjoyed every step of her course. Now, she's a financial freedom coach, and the course I took is the Heal Your Relationships with Money course. It's 8 weeks, and you have a little bit of homework. And now don't be like, oh my gosh, homework. It's fun homework. It's like, what is your like dream day if you like had money wasn't an option? Like start from like the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And like I remember just like writing it and being like, oh my gosh, and like added to my bucket list, like I really want to go to Italy and like eat around like a farmer's market or something. And it makes you explore not only obviously learning about your finances and how to invest, which is very important, but it learns about your values, because a lot of times your values incorporate what you're spending money on, and sometimes you don't realize it, and then you start to cut yourself off from what you love. Like one of the gentlemen in my course, he loves beer. That's like one of his things. So we're not going to take away from his beer budget to pay for, I don't know, a gym membership if he doesn't like going to the gym. It's very set around you, and that's what's really nice about it, is it's not pushing or pulling you to be a specific way or act a specific way, or like these are the exact numbers or you're wrong. It's very much of, this is your money, this is how much you're earning, let's make it work for you. And she is just so kind, and she does fun little things in between. Like we did a Reiki healing, and we did like a lot of like sharing, which like I'm all about, you know, like vocal sharing and that kind of stuff. And it just was such a blast, and I learned so much, and I'm still learning, and I still have questions for her once in a while, but I definitely have gotten so much better in budgeting my money, and I like have come to recognize like where my money is going and how my income and my like spending balance each other out and how I can use them to my advantage. So I highly recommend AJ. Her company is called Beyond the Green Coaching. I will also, I forgot to mention, but I'll put all the links to all of these people down below so you can check them out and tell them that Kaitlyn sent you so that I can say hi. But the other thing is she's also in a podcast. So if you want to listen to her podcast, it's Everybody's Bad with Money. She's a co-host in it. But she's just so kind and down to earth, and she's been through the struggles with money, which is what's really nice. Is it's not someone who was like born with money and she's like, here I am, I've had money, this is what we're doing. She was like, I was completely broke and I went from ground zero and learned all this stuff, and now my passion is to teach you. So I absolutely recommend this course. It was the first one I took, and I don't regret a single minute of it, and I've learned so much. So check her out. My next one is gonna be Brandon. Now, I realized today that I actually haven't said their company out loud. And so I believe it's pronounced Haus of Elevation. It's Haus, Haus of Elevation. But Brandon is a life coach. They are so compassionate and understanding. And when I worked with Brandon, they really took the time to dig deeper than just your average life coaching questions. They've also been through a lot of stuff in their own life. So I would recommend Brandon 100,000%, not only to people in the entertainment industry, but LGBTQ community. They are just so understanding and so kind, and I learned a lot and I grew so quickly. But it's also one of those things where what you put into it, you're gonna get out of it. So the more you tell Brandon and are open and sharing with them, the more that you're gonna get out of it. So I personally got a lot, and I just think Brandon is such an incredible soul, and they have this like beautiful aura when you're talking. So I recommend going and checking out Brand life coaching. And then my last one is Julie. So I'm actually in the middle of my coaching with Julie, but I've already learned so much from her. So what Julie does is she is a young adult life coach with relationships. So she does different types of stuff with relationships. So she either helps with like the dating game and like tries to get you out of it so that you can find that like healthy and loving relationship, or she just works on relationships in your life so you can recognize if they're healthy, unhealthy, how to move forward with them, kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of like processing and learning for me. I've been in very emotionally abusive relationships. I had a 4-year relationship that just completely blew up in my face in a direction I never ever would have thought. And I have a lot of like retraining of my brain to do of how I look at relationships, and like I panic on times, and my friends are always like would tell me like, oh no, like, oh, this is this way or this is that way. And like talking to her, like we talked about like red flags and like how they are different for every person. Like a red flag isn't immediately like, you know, oh my gosh, they're obsessed with beer, so like red flag. But like for me personally, that's a red flag because I fear dating an alcoholic, where for someone else who may be like a social drinker, that's not a big red flag to them. So it's like learning those like little things that are for you that you can understand on a different level. And it's a lot of, we talk a lot about learning about anger. We talk a lot about learning about like our reaction and relationship to not only romantic partners, but family members and friends, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with like the room around us. I've learned so much from her, and I'm only halfway through that. I'm really excited to see where this goes, but I highly recommend her. I'll also put her link down below. But I just wanted to get on here and recommend all 4 of these beautiful, wonderful people and courses, because not only has it changed me for the good, I feel better, I feel more calm. I've had a lot of time by myself just because it's a lot of processing. I'm not even gonna like lie to you, I'm gonna be completely transparent. It's a lot of crying, it's a lot of breakdowns, it's a lot of fighting old habits, but that's good because that means you're growing for the better, and that's what you want. Like, that's what you want in life, is to always be the best version of yourself. And I've learned that, like, a lot of people say that, and I always just thought it was like, oh, well, if I'm nice to others, that is the best version of myself because I'm being nice to others. But the truth is that being your best self is being at a place that you can sit in a room and not feel the anxiety. You can sit in a room and you are just happy to be breathing in that moment. You are just so content with yourself that anything that comes your way, you're more appreciative, but you also can read it better. Like, you can feel if it's wrong, you can feel if it's not fitting you. And if you're not in tune with yourself, which I feel a lot of jobs distract from, and I don't mean that in like a negative way, but like a lot of us are workaholics. It's a very common culture in America and other countries to just like work all the time and not sit with yourself and actually deal with your junk. Like, I can name multiple people that I wish would go talk to counselors, because I'm also still talking to my therapist on top of all this, but just, I wish there were so many people that would just take a couple days off. And I feel like that's what the pandemic kind of did, is it made everyone stop and you had to deal with your crap. Like, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but like, it's true. You had to sit there and you had to deal with, where is this anxiety coming from? Where is this? Like, what is my life gonna look like after this pandemic? Like, it was so many things and it hit so quickly and out of the blue that I'm so grateful that there are beautiful souls like these people who are doing courses to help me go through this journey in a more structured track, so I don't feel like I'm just crying and flailing like I was back in, you know, March, April, May of last year. Like, I'm excited to be in this new chapter of my life. I'm meeting new people. I am learning new things about myself. I had, you know, the confidence to apply for a new job, and I just couldn't recommend them more. I also want to throw in here that it's not a course, but Jeremy, I've been working with him, which AJ recommended me to, but Jeremy helped me redo my entire resume, cover letter, and my LinkedIn, and has given me the confidence to go ahead and like branch out and like see what other things are out there for me. And I really do believe that during this time, having your options open like that is such a blessing. It's such a blessing because you don't feel like you're stuck in the job that you have. You don't feel like, you know, if the world falls apart, you have no tools to help you move forward. So I'll put his link down below also, but he's been really, really great and really patient and wonderful, because when it comes to like headshots and resumes, you know, girl, I got you. Like, I am a pro at that. But when it comes to business resumes and a cover letter, like, don't ask me. Like, I'm still learning myself. Like, I'm, you know, trying to branch out. So I just think that anyone that is willing and wanting to grow and learn should check out any of these people and take that step to move forward. And like, you know, maybe this video, you came across it because this is your sign that you need to go and move forward and grow. And I just am so excited for anyone that takes these courses. It will truly change your life. And just remember, it's nice to be nice. Everyone's fighting their own battle, and we're all just trying to get through these crazy times right now. And be kind to yourself, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.